washing machine, fridge, smart TV, air conditioner, kitchen items amadi makal khudingmakki home appliances idamak hoina waningai lekre. Kaisampat Khuraijam Hazari lekai da leiba Mezo of Imphal na ahongba mamalda item khudingmakki up to 50% discount da offer pizari. Wedding set unalogu matamdasu special oiba discount kayasu thamjari. Interest amatta yaudena 0% EMI loan gi kudong chabasu thamjari. Kudong chabasi mangan biraganu ngasi maklengsin birabu Mezo of Imphal Kaisampat Khuraijam Hazari leikai.
Good evening, welcome to Open Debate. Today being Monday, we are conducting this Open Debate in English. This is an exclusive edition of Open Debate in English, ladies and gentlemen. We all know that press and media is the fourth pillar, or is known as the fourth pillar of democracy. The role it plays is enormous. It acts as a medium through which the government or in the ruling party or any political party disseminate informations, and also, it acts as a voice of the people, where you can put up your concern, where you can voice your dissension, everything. Having said that, of course, being a journalist is not that very easy as people might assume. People associated with media often go through a lot of turmoil, a lot of difficulties, a lot of hardship. Let's suppose the working environment, let's suppose the salary that we get. Definitely, we go through a lot of difficulties. On top of that, we also face a lot of harassment, lots of threats, lots of difficulties in working, and the most unfortunate twist of the turn or twist of the event today is that the media fraternity have decided to call a boycott to all news related to government and two major political parties. They are the BJP and the Congress. Tonight, what we are discussing is the non-clearance of bill related to advertisement by political parties and the government. And joining us tonight on Open Debate are, let me just introduce, we have Khuraijam Athouba, Vice President of IPSA, joining us tonight. Welcome to the show. We also have P. Sonamani, Socio-Political Commentator. Welcome on the show, Tamo. And also we have
thank you so much.
Rinku, Editor, Imphal Times. Welcome to all the panelists on this very important topic that we have today, non-clearance of advertisement bills by the government and political parties. Now, let me first come to Tamo Rinku. Just walk us through what transpired and why have the media fraternity come to this decision to boycott news related to government and political parties?
Okay, let me begin with what you asked me, Mr. Casey. Actually, how the media runs in the state, how the media runs over the country, how the media runs across the globe, depends on the revenue that they receive in a meager amount or at something they need to receive. So, while running, I run a newspaper. When I run a newspaper, my, the source of income that I have been expecting is the revenue that I have to receive from the advertisement, or no, from the advertisement only. How much pays, how many pays contain this Hindustan Times, which costs around only 5 rupees. It contains 32 plus pages, yes, extra pages. So if you bought these papers, just papers without any container with you, it will cost more than somewhere around much more than 5 rupees. It will be around 10 or 20 rupees. But how does the media? How they are unable to sustain having such a pace?
Yes.
Actually, media exists by selling space.
Okay, very true, yes.
We depend on the space. The space we sell is the revenue we receive. And then it is it is something that we have to we have to leave. We have to, how many people are required in the media, in a channel or media, in a TV channel or in any media houses, whether it is the electronic media or the print media. Many people, they are all intellectual people. They ought to pay something which they need to receive. Without proper payment, we can't run a house. But how do we pay it? It all depends on the income of how these media are generating. These are generated through proper medium, like getting revenue from selling of the space. In Manipur, we had hardly around some 20 lakhs, not even 20 lakhs people who read news paper, according to a survey. So the circulation of any newspaper here will not cross even 1 lakh also here. It is on record, and it is on, once you went down there, you'll find that it will not cross even 1 lakh. When the paper having 12 pages out here is the maximum, and some, I don't know, some say that 16 pages they used to produce. Yes, of course, in a special day they produce 16 pages. So when they produce the page, the amount of the price that is posted in the paper, as well as the write-up there, it is something very, very much high, and we have to depend on something that they need to be paid very well. And it all depends on the advertising. For some good, for some newspaper, some popular newspaper, it is they are lucky enough to get the multinational companies advertisement and so, and then the advertisement, they sell the space. The revenue they receive from the advertisement, it is enough to pay the salary of those reporters who are reporting, and then these are the things happening. So I would like to come here is that newspaper business, newspaper is the fourth pillar of the Indian democracy. It has been often said. However, these days people have started arguing the matter, and then some of the politicians have sometimes forgotten to mention that the newspaper or the media is the fourth pillar of the Indian democracy. They often deny this, they often neglect these things, and keeping aside this, they are running they are trying to run the government without media. If the media exists, they are simply, to my perception, it is like that they are simply thinking that without the presence of media, without good media, then they can run a good government, because the way the government is running nowadays, these are the things happening. So revenue to the media, they want to cut it off.
Yes.
This is what I have been seeing.
Yes.
And one thing I would like to remind here is that there is a provision in the Reserve for Newspaper of India that that small newspaper medium, that doesn't have a circulated figure of over 1 lakh or 2 lakhs, like small newspaper medium. Almost all newspaper here in the state of Manipur are small medium newspaper.
Okay.
To be precise. And then there is a provision. If you look at the advertisement, the policy of the newspaper, then you will find that the government of India need to promote the small medium newspaper here.
I got it. Yes.
There is a provision, and then despite having that provision, they are denying this fact. So over 10 crore rupees are pending with the government.
Very important.
For payment of advertisement bill already published. And then the government is talking about for the welfare of the journalist community.
Yes.
When the media house itself doesn't have enough money, when the media house were not paid, were denied to, were simply put, how.
I got you. I understand. Yes, the point is yes.
How the honor of the how the owner of the media house
will run the business. Yes, will run the paper, will run the channel. Yes, the question here is, of course, as Rinku has also very correctly mentioned, that media houses run because of the small revenue probably we get from the government. Most, I mean, chunk of the revenue comes from the government advertisement. But the question here is that the government has not been able to pay those bills for the last couple of years, owing to somewhere around 10 crores. Sonamani, 10 crores. The government owes around 10 crores to media houses for its advertisement. What's your reaction when you first heard that the media fraternity is going to, boycott news related to government and political parties? What was your first reaction when you read the news? Tabor, I think you are on mute. Can you please unmute yourself first? I'm sorry, I cannot get you. I cannot hear you. All right, let me ask the same question to Athouba. What was the reaction? How embarrassing it is for the government and the political parties owing somewhere around 10 crores to the media persons?
Okay, I'm coming now.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Sonamani. I'm so sorry. I was throwing the questions to Athouba. Yes. Okay, yes. Can you please go on there?
So, Athouba, I'm just snatching a chance from you. Please forgive me. You see, we are really shocked to see the ill treatment of the government towards the media. Has the government forgotten that how the media plays a role in a constructive manner in this nation, and apart from that, educating us, including the government's all the hierarchy, and including chief minister, without watching the TV or without reading the newspaper, they can survive. They claim. Is it only they have just a what they call it, that they have spoken it, and they don't have any kinds of little stop corner for the media. And another surprise thing is that Honorable Chief Minister, who himself was one of the editor of the local newspaper, and I would like to, I may be permitted by the government to bring it to her notice. Assam is large and the big state, about the 3 crores, more than 3 crores people. Assam has got a bigger circular. Next to that entire in the north is Manipur. Our print medias occupy the second position, and maybe electronic medias also. Now it is a matter of, it is a matter of pride and proud for us in a small state. We claim we are educated. Certainly that media, according to the publication of the medias, more than 1920 various papers are coming out from the plain and the hill and everywhere. We are proud of that, because we go on talking and interacting with the many things, and we learn from the from your editorial column, and giving the latest and the fastest news. Is the government of Manipur, why you are not happy? And are you are you trying your best to deprive the rights of the medias? What we learn it's a very sordid figure. Please keep in mind, Manipur, to Manipur government, with this media, you also cannot survive, and we cannot survive.
Exactly.
And it is a really severe jolt to the Manipur government that you have not cleared about the 10 crore rupees for the years together. Manipur, all the publishers are not so rich like any one of you. They are a mediocre. They have outsourced from the several agencies on loan by promising them after the elections, then we will pay you back, we will do this thing. On top of that, you are aware how much the unauthorized people that tax, and that they illegally they tax, and they suck our blood, and which they are supposed to sell 5 rupees today, they are selling 6 rupees. All the underground people are supplying all the materials. They're sucking blood from us. Directly or indirectly, Manipur government not interfering means you are also apparently escalating. I mean, you're also being inciting or what? Or you are not helping to help the media's people. So this is really something very unimaginable. We appeal to Manipur government that whatever might be your, your revenue or your deficit or shortfall, this as early as possible before the 23rd. I think you will make all sort of endeavor, and we will make an all and all efforts out and out that you will try to clear it. Because without media, people will totally undermine you and will go on talking and criticizing you again and again. Not only us, hundreds and thousands and lakhs people, what they will have an impression with the government as well as with the Congress and as well as with the BJP.
Yes.
You are all the political stalwart. What should be the deficiency and what should be that insurmountable hedges on you to clear such a petty amount? This is a petty amount for you. And the foresee hundreds, thousands people, hawkers, see how they're running. 4 o'clock they are making and dropping newspaper in your home. When you're in a sound sleep, when you're along with the better half, when you're in the bed. Our hawkers, poor people in the rainy season, in the sunny, in the scorching sun heat, they're coming early morning, knocking at the door and reaching you the news. Are you not happy? You should really appreciate. We hope that respected Chief Secretary, since you have also promised on 31st March,
Yes.
on or before you will clear it,
Yes.
you have miserably failed. Government failed means Chief Secretary, you have not done job. You have not kept your word. You are the Cabinet Secretary. How much you are powerful, we know. You are running the government directly or indirectly. You are the eyes and the ear of the government. I hope you listen our request to you. This amount of 10 crore rupees is a petty amount. At the earliest, at least on 22nd the evening or afternoon, this amount may kindly be arranged to pay from any source, from any fund, Chief Minister, Secret Fund, Chief Minister, that fund, this fund, even Chief Secretary Sahab, you also having your secret fund, this fund, that fund, DGP is having different fund, this thing, that thing. 10 crores is nothing. Let us not make a mockery in front of the public. And we are really sorry, and we certainly hope that on or before the 22nd, today is a 18.
Yeah.
Or hardly you have another 2-3 days. And the government is who runs, Chief Minister runs by name, but in the practically and in reality run by the Chief Secretary. Because you know, I'm fully confident Chief Minister cannot overrule it, because your suggestions and your any kind of your constructive suggestions given to the government cannot overrule it. Because if he overrules, means Manipur government collapse. We are fully aware of what is the role of Chief Secretary, how powerful you are, what you can make it and what you can do it. Manipur, every progress or Manipur, any development, Chief Secretary's name is always being linked. We know it, sir. We request you, Chief Minister, he might be busy for so many various reasons, you know it. You will be kind enough to initiate on or before the 22nd, the 23rd, on or before 22nd, this money is being paid.
Exactly. So that, yes.
And you pay to them, so that otherwise the party, your government is in party, you are not involved in the party, but your leader, the head of the government, he belongs to BJP. His name will be tarnished. So you can explain to him within a minute, he will say no. Your suggestion, he can never say no. I am 100% believe. I have also worked along with the 7-8 Chief Secretaries very nearly, very closely.
Okay,
I also know little modus operandi. So kindly have a thought, second thought at the earliest, so that before any further criticism come, have a kind on these people, on all these media people who are educating you includingly.
Exactly.
Because it is the eyes and the ear of the government.
Exactly.
They are giving you the news.
Well, yes, Sonamani has rightfully brought out that the media fraternity led by the Editors Guild Manipur, All Manipur Working Journalists Union, have time and again asked the then Information Minister to clear off all the bills. They have assured it, however, failed it again, and then the same memorandum was submitted again. And this time, as Sonamani has mentioned, that the Chief Secretary promised to pay it off again, but it again failed. Now, my next question is to Athouba. What is the reading between the lines of the unfolding events of twist and turn? This is not the first time. We probably hear this kind of non-clearance of advertisement bills every now and then, every year, probably. What is the reading? How embarrassing it is for the government to not able to pay off those dues?
I think so, as you just mentioned, that we have already experienced such kind of very, shameful situation in the past. And for clearing the, advertisement bill, why do we need chief minister to intervene? It's just a matter of, small executive decision.
Exactly.
Because it has to be paid. Whether they like it or not, whether they want it or not, it has to be paid because they have already consumed the, rights of the, media spaces. So, I think instead of, we also need to look on the other side because we need to streamline this process of, what do you say, taking advertisement from the government and any related political parties or whosoever. Till date, I think the media houses are working on, I think, credit manner. But I think it's high time, Rinku, you all should hope for prepaid method of, accepting advertisement from any government or, political parties or whosoever.
Okay.
Because,
very good point, yes.
on the, say, for us, even we civil society organizations, when there is certain, needs where we need, to use the advertisement space to be published in certain daily papers and all, no newspaper give us credit.
Okay.
It has to be prepaid. And why do we need to be, I think considerate with the government? Because the government are not punctual, they are not sincere enough, to clear the bills in the right time, and it has been experiencing several times.
Yes.
So I think it's high time we converted it to prepaid, rather than coming out on public and what to say, setting an ultimatum about deadlines. If not clear, we will be boycotting government releases and information reports and all. Because after all, we all know that media has a very important and vital roles in democracy, and media cannot simply violate the right to informations of the citizen as well.
Okay, very good point. Very good point.
It is not just about the survival of the media houses. Above that, it is also the responsibility of the media houses to provide informations to its citizen without any, without any hindrance and without any obstacles. So consistent, supply of information is also very much the responsibility of the media houses, and I would like the media houses to also focus on that rather than boycotting government information is very much like government is not a private property where citizen can simply neglect and avoid what they are doing. Every move, every act of the government has to be made accountable, and for that media is the only responsible a community who can check and balance all those activities, and we the citizen have the right to get all those information through media. Therefore, it is why the media houses are being considered as the fourth state of a democratic society.
Very, very good point there. Athouba has brought out. I think again, because see, why should the people suffer? Why should people be the victim of the tussle between the media fraternity and the government or the political parties? That's the question being asked. Tamu, can you come in and comment on that? Why should people suffer? Why should the rights of the people to know or to get the information be, stopped?
It is not about a question of people support, The decision taken by both the journalist union, that is the Editors Guilds of Manipur, and then the All Manipur Working Journalists, the decision taken by both the representatives of these two unions, along with the Manipur Hills Journalist Union, this is something that has to, we are giving a signal to the government that we are, it doesn't mean that we are going to shatter the right to information of the common people. It is about boycotting the news of achievement. What they call. They sometimes say that these are achievements. So we are going to, put them aside. It is a kind of protest that media needs to do. But we can question what are the achievement. If in case there is a release from the government side about some achievement, then all the journalists of the Manipur are thinking that we will be writing on what this achievement is and why, how can they claim this as an achievement in a critical way that can be written, that can be reported. These are the ways that we have done. We can do in while protesting this. At the same time, let me be very frank with Mr. Athouba. What he said that, why don't we prepare a prepared method?
Yes.
It's a very a good suggestion that he has given to all the media.
Yes.
And we know that even a prepared method, surviving a media depends on sometimes the government advertisement, sometimes to some other advertisement, and sometimes we, the small media, depends on the DIPR. And DIPR, what they are doing is that, these are all built after, it's not a prepared method, it's something different from that, and that we have to get money after publishing the matter, and then there are some norms and decision taken by the government.
I got
they are here that advertisements should be published like this and this and that. If they don't fulfill the manner, then definitely, there are chances of cancellation of payment, of paying the requirement thing. So sometimes it's not feasible. It's not workable here in the state of Manipur, where there are so many media houses where some of them not work. I don't say no. Let me also conclude. Bring out one thing. So when the government of India, there are three factors, three things that the state media houses are demanding for clearance. That is, one is for the government, which is around 10 crores rupees spending, and another is the pre-election advertisement by political parties.
Yes,
that has been done. Let me tell you very frankly, and let me be very frank in this. The political parties, they hired some new advertisement agency, and then what they did is that they want to minimize the expenditure of the expenditure of the election advertisement through newspaper. So they negotiated with some other means. Let me be very frank that DIPR of the government of India has fixed a rate for small medium newspaper, that is for evening newspaper especially. We have a rate quotation from a DIPR. We submitted that rate quotation to the news agency, advertisement agency, where it belongs to. It's particularly at BJP. It's called Oku Media. What they did is that they sent us a advertisement request, and accordingly we published the advertisement. And then what happened is that they paid. To be very frank, they paid something illegally. To reduce the price, and then they now hesitate to pay the amount which is legally, which should be legally paid to us, which is very less. To reduce the election expenditure amount. What kind of things is happening here in the state of Manipur? And then when there are provisions to promote the small medium media, when there are provisions to promote the bilingual, local language media, these people, especially the Okur media, that is the media agency of the BJP. It tried to looted all the amount supposed to be paid to this small media. They have already agreed that this kind of things is happening. And when these Okur media like news agencies are trying to suppress media of the local language and all, it comes like it's like they is the government trying to is the government in the state led by Mr. Biren Singh, and is the BJP led by Mrs. S. Sarah Devi had no respect for the small media here, small media like the evening newspaper, who is doing a lot of good things out here. Why they are not? They regret to. They say that they are argumenting like we don't. You don't have right to get the amount that you are supposed to get. Let me tell you frankly that I will file a case if, in case they fail to pay our these things. If they resolve to to forget about the payment of advertisement bill that we're supposed to bill to the small newspaper, that is the evening newspaper, then I'm going to file a case to the ECI that they are hijacking, they are doing something illegal, and to suppress the real expenditure of how the BJP had done the advertisement in the state during election time. That's what it's a simple warning. It's a simple warning to the.
I got you. That's a big expose.
Similar is the case with the Congress. Congress, which they hired the agency and then failed to pay the payment. So how? The government of the Manipur, under the leadership of Mr. Biren Singh, who was a former editor, he have a great knowledge about how the journalists are suffering, and then they, the original payment that were supposed to pay to the media houses, and then deliver the good salary to the reporters. They have, simply cut off that matter, and then they were doing something freebies to the journalists to keep them under their
grasp, under their control. Yes.
Yeah. So,
okay, that's thank you so much, Tamu. That's a big expose there. Big expose about the involvement of third party by the political parties in a run-up to the 12th Manipur Assembly election. So my next question is to Tamu Sonamani. Tamu Rinku has just mentioned about illegal transactions that might have happened. I'm not assuring that it happened, but that might have happened. Illegal transaction, and also Tamu Rinku pointed something about trying to grasp the control of the media by regulating the revenues supposed to be given to the media houses. Do you sense any fishy here? Do you think there is a greater motive behind all these things that we have in front of us?
Mr. Kishore, whatever the Mr. Rinku has highlighted, this is another very sorry figure. I never expected in my life, in a small community in Manipur, this kind of a divide and rule policy, and among the media fraternity, which is quite pure in heart, who are working, who are devoting round the clock 18 hours in a day. I would like to bring it to the notice of the government. Your government employees, you work from 9 to 4 o'clock, 7 hours you work. Please see that people who are working in media, they are paid less. They go out morning 6 o'clock, they come back by 11, 12. Sometimes they have to go by traveling bus with a very, very meager amount. Where they will stay, we don't know. They cover so many things, hill areas, top areas, in the plain area, 30, 40, 50, 60 kilometers. They covered, and they bring it the news, and evening, then again the evening stop or afternoon stop till midnight. 12 or 1, 2 o'clock, how they work. When we sleep in this so soundly, so nicely, and this our medias, our brother, and they don't sleep. They are separated from the families and the children's, their welfare. They had no time just to prepare this print and the paper and to feed to the people and for the knowledge of the thousands people, even students, even the old-aged people like me. We become crazy when we don't see any newspaper by 4, 5 o'clock. We go hunting it. So also the government. And if you are the government, so when the people started the money means there must be some reasonable grounds. Then otherwise these questions would not have happened. I mean, this question should not have come up. And really, it's a very sorry figure. Government, please don't play such kind of petty games and don't involve. People have a very wrong notion about you. People, we thought that we have a very high regards for the second innings. This is the BJP. See, we are highlighting you, BJP. You are in the power, in the center, in almost all the states. You have the 11, 12 states. You are running it. This matter could have been sorted out without putting up with the government, and the BJP's president should have been kind enough and should have thought that it is for you that all this advertisement was made. We are happy that your photos beautifully highlighting it, smilingly. We appreciate, along with the chief minister, along with the prime minister and others. If the central government, if they come to know it, they'll come to know it. SIB is here, Special Bureau here, then so many agencies here. What discussion is going on? They are already there recording it. They're sending to the IND. Then it is in the Home Minister's table, and even now, any moment, anything, because they are in business and they should do it. And we want that the central government agencies also should fit this kind of information. Please imagine, we solely depend on the media. We have not asked any help from the government. What we want is this government should run peacefully, but also cohesively with the people, and try to know the nerves of the people. If you fail to know such a powerful media, today media is so powerful that no one can imagine. Because without the media, even in America, even in Europe, whole world media crazy. Without seeing the media for 5 minutes, they become mad almost. Why not? Because they love the medias. Media can contribute much more than what the government can build up us. Government, you're paying those people who are working under you. You're paying their salary. We people, we don't get salary, but we are getting educations, and there's so much high qualities, the educations we are getting from the newspaper. We are very happy. We're very happy in Manipur, our media fraternity. You have a tolerance for intolerance, I will say it. You have enough tolerance for intolerance. We certainly hope that government, along the BJP and the Congress, both parties, they discuss the pending bills, the 10 crores be paid. We say not should be paid, rather be paid. Otherwise, when the public, they rise up their voice, you will not have face to show. And please, media, you do your justice. Don't fear. The public are here. Let us not go beyond the ambit or beyond the purview of the letdown for the media's their limitation. Like 124A and other so many things are there. But you are doing justice. You are doing this. Don't have any fear. Bring it the truth and highlight this to the public. And this matter should not have come anymore. And we don't want to hear anymore that this pending bill is not cleared. Otherwise, we will be too vocal. Who knows that we may be revealing it. But media baron or the media group, I appeal you. Whatever, maybe the government may play some divide and rule policy by employing their own agent, their own the nearest and the dearest favorite. There might be some cunning people who always would to be nearby the chief minister or nearby the government, who tries try to siphon off some kind of their assistance from them for the personal benefit. This kind of people also should not be in the media. What media demanded, EGM demanded, or AMJU demanded, or the Hill people demanded, or the electronic or the print medias, all that demanded be paid. They're working right in round the clock for people. They are not biased. They are giving the exact and the correct, non-prejudicial manner. They are educating. They are they're highlighting. They're focusing for the public.
Correct.
So we are happy. All people of Manipur, they're happy. I said again that Manipur is the second place next to Assam for the media. We are extremely proud of you. When we go to outside oftenly, we say that we are from Manipur. Oh, you people, you have 7, 8 your electronic medias. Now so many 18, 19 papers. How you run? How many people buy? I say that people are reading, people are buying it, so they are surviving. See, in Meghalaya, we have only 3 papers. We find difficult to the Shillong Times and the Shillong, the Khasi, 1 or 2 paper. They find very difficult. You
Indeed,
go to 2, 3 paper only.
Indeed.
So in Manipur.
Yeah, indeed. I'm so sorry, I'm cutting you short. But yes, indeed, we are very, very proud being a Manipuri here, because as Sonamani has mentioned, that Manipur is the second next to Assam in terms of media houses.
Yes,
that we have.
undoubtedly.
We're very proud of it. But see, having said that, of course, we often talk about favoritism, nepotism among the fraternity as well. But my question to Athouba is probably the same question. If you look at the revelation or the allegations, given out by Rinku of involvement of any illegal transaction in the run-up to the elections, about the media spending, do you think that our fraternity here in Manipur, the media journalists here in Manipur are being undermined, are being suppressed of their rights, or is the government too poor to even pay those amount? What do you think?
So it's not about lack of resources.
Yes.
That the government is not paying. What Rinku has cited is one of the it could be one of the key reason to manage and manipulate the expenditures, and there are also people among parties as well as among the media fraternities who are commission hungry, and who are always thinking about generating personal profit and interest. But having said that, I think see, whoever, even we CSOs, political parties, government, or any political front runner, political leader, whosoever, everyone is depending on media. Without the support and reporting of media, any one of these entities are not going to have hold the position that they are achieving today. So everyone is actually depending on the media. So I think, to my best of ideas, I prefer that media should, as EGM and AMJU is now taking up decisions to rationalize certain level of issues and policies. So as it is not going to be in the selective manner, because EGM and AMJU is an apex body and everyone respects the decisions taken by them.
Yes,
So
no doubt.
I think it is high time we regulate, because as we already had a bitter experience several times, now it is justified that the mode of payment, the mode of transactions, and the way how any advertisement or any form of media releases can be managed or dealt by the respective media houses. I think there can be a certain policy as per the bitter experience that we already had. Therefore, we need not every time come out and shout for clearance of bills and all. Even this very topic, this just don't deserve to come out in a state television and discuss. Don't deserve. So I think either say like DIPR, the media fraternities, EGM and AMJU should suggest the DIPR to reserve certain amount of impressed money or corpus money or whatever, which can be used for all sort of advertisement and releases, whatever. And even all the political parties also, they also have their own sorts of transactions and resources. So either we can make them advance payment prepaid system, or we can make them to be cleared before the last date, maybe after 15 days, after a month. And if not complied, then there should not be any further acceptance of advertisement or any sort of releases from the concerned for political parties or departments or organizations, whosoever. So that way we can come out with a
policy, probably.
Yeah, approved policy where we can compel those who are in need of advertisement to comply with certain norms, or we don't accept it. So I think that could be one of the a positive
means, yes,
idea where we can move forward. Otherwise, this kind of matters is actually, it doesn't amount to, come up to state level and discuss on this matter, because it's a very petty issue. And
No. Let me just add one thing. Sorry for the interruption, Mr. Athouba.
Okay.
One thing is that there is a misinterpretation of what I talk, like there has been some illegal payment. When I talk about illegal payment, it is about a payment that were hard to us, that some media has been paid like this, and then due to my, my presentation, it might be taken in a wrong perception. What I mean is that there are reports about the BJP hired this media agency for advertisement, being, they are handling the matter with the state media to reduce the expenditure of the election by bribing this thing. These are reports we received, and then what we got is that they are doing something that is not legal, and then they are not paying the rightful way that we ought to receive from them. We have sent our the bill amount to them, and what actually happened is that they rejected the bill on the ground that there are some they say that they had given some agreement with us, like it should be published in this way and this way. That way they are denying to pay the bill of the advertisement published in the evening newspaper.
Got you.
That was what I was trying to brought up.
Yes. That is exactly what we are also trying to say. Yes.
And one thing is that we are going to produce a story if they fail to pay, because we already got some evidence of how they manage this media. Like, to reduce the election expenditure, because election expenditure is one thing that is matter, and we are also ready to complain about this to the ECI after publication. If they fail to pay the legal, amount that should be paid to the evening newspaper. They have been depriving the small newspaper, evening newspaper, and then they have been denying to pay the amount supposed to be paid by them. And the BJP here in the state of Manipur is not talking anything about this matter to this so-called Okur media, which they hired for advertisement in the state of Manipur. And at the same time, the Okur media, after how much day, after election was completed and the minister was already formed, and still now the amount they are supposed to pay is not paid till today for all the newspaper here. Forget about it. Forget about the government of Manipur failing to pay the 10 crores pending amount here. This very agency, where they already sanctioned the amount for advertisement purposes, they are also not releasing the amount to the media houses. That means that they are trying to kill. They are trying to kill the media of Manipur. That is what I am.
Yes, we got your point, Rinku. Okay.
Let me just come in. In that, I wonder, Rinku, how do you accept any advertisement order without proper, I think, what do you say? Proper
verification
booking, of proper formalities to confirm that this particular advertisement has been booked or ordered from certain political parties.
That is what I will clarify that. There is a system that has been following since a very long time back. Even the DIPR, they used to send us some official document regarding like RO, for publication matter, official letter requesting us to publish that advertisement for purpose of anything, even it may be for the government purpose or like that. And then DIPR also fix a rate for us on how much we have to get for the advertisement purpose. They already make the amount. And in the same way, this Okur Media, they asked us for publication of advertisement, and we said the rate amount, the advertisement rate, as per the rate fixed by the GIPL, government of Manipur, and then they agreed, and then they have sent us some, we have all the email they have forwarded us, and then there is BJP considering it as a biggest political parties of the country, and then this has to be done as a media houses. How many rupees has been paid by the national media? How many national media is advertised to?
But Tamarinku, I'm just keen to know. Tamarinku, I'm so sorry, but I'm just keen to know: are you squarely blaming the political parties for hiring the third party and then not paying off the bills? Are you?
No,
whom are you trying to blame?
No. Let me be very clear. I'm not blaming the political party for hiring third party, but I'm blaming the political party who is trying to suppress the small medium news media.
Okay.
Who is trying to suppress the existence of the livelihood of the reporters here working in the small media because unless we got the money here, we got some payment from there. How do we pay the salary of our staff? I'm not blaming the Oku media. I'm blaming the BJP government here.
Okay.
Why not they order this Okur media to pay our bill amount? Because they are agency, they are private agency. They have already been, the amount supposed to be paid to the media houses has been already sanctioned to them and already paid to them. They're delaying this.
We got your point.
A day delay of over 1 lakh rupees, it's an interest to them. How they, Hawala case, how it happened. Are they misusing the money of the state government, state BJP?
There's a big revelation
there. They are supposed to be paid to the media houses.
Exposed there from Tamarinku. Yeah, well, yes, we are also running out of time, so let me just come to the closing point here. I just want to listen to Athouba, what you have to comment. You were trying to say something, and then we cut short you. So yes.
I think for me, it's as simple as that. We need to streamline the process of I think advertisement booking and taking
proper norms. Yes,
proper norms. No, we need to streamline that, number one.
Yes.
Number two, on the other side, the government also, there needs to be a little I think supportive and cooperative with the media houses, because it is through media only they are depending, and they are making their rapport of their activities and everything. Making it known to the citizens and the public, general masses. So I think media very much belong to the one of the major pillars of the democratic society, and if the government fails to respect and recognize that, then we are moving towards a very, a very dark future, where our media is being exploited, and the government is now trying to target the existence of our media houses. Then it means that we are not in a healthy democracy. So if we want to make it healthy and a very vibrant democratic form of government, then the government itself needs to support and encourage the media houses, and they should not commit such kind of non-clearance of bills and coming out, all media coming out with hue and cry for clearing the bill. This is a very shameful moment for the state as a whole, and I think we need to ponder upon this.
Exactly. Let me also come to Sonamani for your last comment there. Government should be supportive. Government should be sensitive towards the media person. Rather, government should not try to strangulate media or press. Your last comment.
Kishore, if government knowingly or unknowingly, if sees playing with the fire, then the fingers will burn. Governments, all the higher-ups, and the governments, all the stalwart, the people and the parties, they should be fully aware, and they should be very careful. Media is such a such a dangerous sometimes. They can create a division between the people and the government. You see, it is slowly, gradually now it's growing up now. We all the public, we don't believe the government, we believe and we trust the media because they play non-partisan attitude. they feed us our desired information, which the government doesn't, let us know. Well, so media directly is our guardian. Media directly opens our eyes. Media directly educate us, and then media is playing a very pivotal role in this such a developed world. So I request the government and all parties leaders and a big stalwart, please don't play with the fire. When I say again, when you play a game, along with the media, mind you, 100% people will go towards the media. And whatever the government you try to quell or you try to silence, you will never achieve it. I humbly again appeal to government, please invite the media's, all the media's people, sit down together before 23rd. Say, and whatever you have difficulties, you express it. But what you express your difficulties, you should keep word. Don't fail work like Chief Secretary 31st March, that your own dues will be paid. This kind of your mistake, repeatedly, and the divide and rule policy should not be at all there. Medias are for the government and medias are for the people. We should go, tandem way. And please try to respect the medias and bring them in your fold and try to clear the bill as early as possible. This is my humble request, and I must tell you to the government and to the people, medias are playing fantastic, and medias are really playing, and they are contributing a really, really wonderful education to us. I salute to all the medias, either electronic or all the print medias in the Manipur. You go ahead, people appreciate your role, and people understand your role, what you are contributing to the state and to the nation. So this is my, and you go and keep it up. We are with you. Please go keep it up. And this is my humble request to media and to also to the government.
Very, very good words there from Sonamani. Exactly, be it political party, Congress or BJP, or be it the government, be respectful towards the media fraternity, be sensitive towards the media fraternity. Don't even think of strangulating the freedom of press, freedom of speech here in the state or any part of the country. Therefore, our only request is, of course, we have heard media being appreciated, media being praised for our contribution to the society, but that is not just enough. You have to coordinate it with your attitudes towards the media person, with your act, not just a word. That's the humble request. Thank you all the panelists for your inputs.
One last word.
Okay.
Can you give me one last word?
Yes, Tamun.
Okay. You talk about strangulating media by some other. We know that there are some people who pick up news as they desire. But let me tell you frankly, the evening newspaper here has a lot of contribution in the Manipuri society. We all know that. And there is a political party which ignored the existence of evening news existence here in Manipur.
Gotcha.
During election times, no advertisement or no recognition was given to the evening newspaper published here in the state by the Congress party. That is a very unfortunate thing. This one last word I just want to remind.
Exactly. Probably every media houses, all the media persons are rather toiling under a very hard time with a meager amount of revenue that we generate from our service. Therefore, it is the humble request that the government, the political parties to act fast and then reciprocate the demand by April 23rd, so to avoid any unwanted incidents in the state. With that, we come to the end of this edition of Open Debate. Thank you to all our panelists and thank you to our viewers as well. Good night.
Thank you and good night to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Washing machine, fridge, smart TV, air conditioner, kitchen items amadi Makal Khudimmakki home appliances idamang hoina waningai leitre. Kaisampat Kunchen Hazari Leikai Dalaiba Measure of Imphal na ahongbo mamalda item Khudimmakki up to 50% discount da offer pizari. Wedding set unalong matamdasu special oiba discount kayasu hamzari. Interest amat yaudena 0% EMI loan gi kudong sabasu hamzari. Kudong sabasi mangan biraganu ngasi maklengsin biragu Measure of Imphal Kaisampat Kunchen Hazari Leikai.